When it comes to people selling stuff online about making money, courses, programs, strategies, that sort of thing, have you ever asked the question, if it makes so much money, why do they need to sell it? When I tell people I write sales copy for these sort of products, this is the number one question I get asked all the time. And the second most common question is, if it's so good, why aren't I using it myself? In this video, I'm going to break it down and answer those two questions. So hopefully you'll have a better understanding of why this particular niche is so popular, obviously extremely profitable, and more importantly, why the fact that you even ask these questions may be holding you back from some fantastic opportunities. Let's dive in. Today, I want to explain why just asking these type of questions, which incidentally I've done on a number of occasions myself, by the way, but by asking them, it may be holding you back from a very real chance to change your life in a positive ways you might not have even thought about. Let's go. Let's start with, if they make so much money, why are they selling it? Of course, I am talking about people who genuinely walk the walk and really have made or do make money with their products or service, not those con people who are just selling crappy bullshit courses or products on how to make money in order to make money. Unfortunately, there's a lot of those around, but no, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about those genuine entrepreneurs who have developed truly alternative ways to make extra income and are now selling their methods to you. Okay, as I said, starting with, if they make so much money, why are they selling it? The variation of this is, if they make so much money, why do they need to charge for it? Either way, there are a few reasons, all of which are perfectly justifiable when you stop and think about it. The first is, why shouldn't they? Most people who create these sorts of products are serial entrepreneurs. They're always looking for ways to make extra income, more profit, more money. It's what drives them. It makes them tick. So once they've found a method that works, it's only natural they'll want to find other ways of milking it, making more. And the obvious one is to sell how they did it. The thing is, everybody's got access to the same information they have and the same resources that are available to them. So there's nothing stopping you or anyone else doing what they do. But they are the ones that actually get on and do it. So why shouldn't they get paid for the work they put in? Which incidentally is way more than most people even think about. While most people are watching Netflix, binging on social media or whatever, these are the guys building, learning, discovering new ways and are driven by what they're doing. Which comes back to, why shouldn't they make money by selling it? They put in the effort and they'd like to be rewarded for it. Now, another reason that justifies them selling their stuff is something that's probably not even crossed your mind. Often what they're selling is completely boring, certainly on a standalone basis. They're entrepreneurs, don't forget. They thrive on change and challenge, and once they've found something that works, they often want to move on to the next thing, because even something that's highly lucrative might be as dull as dishwater when they're actually doing it. But that doesn't mean you or other people wouldn't benefit from it. Although it might be boring for them, it could be very much welcomed by someone else who really needs or wants an extra income, for example, but hasn't got the drive, determination or nous to go out and get it themselves. And here's another reason. This one can be a bit harder to believe for the cynic, but it's because they genuinely want to help people. Okay, yeah, their motivation might be money, but that doesn't make them evil or nasty with intent to rip you off. In fact, virtually all the entrepreneurs I've worked with are proud of what they're offering and genuinely want to help people be successful with their offer. Of course, that doesn't necessarily mean you are automatically going to be successful with the offer. That entirely depends on the effort that you put in and what you do with the information you're given. Cutting out on Netflix is a good place to start for most people. The thing is, just because they want to help people, it doesn't make them a charity. And so again, they're perfectly justified in asking you to pay them for their efforts. After all, you can benefit for all the previous work they put in. Also, it costs to put a course or program out, so they've got to cover the admin that comes with selling their products as well. Selling how to make money, if you've actually done it, or you're selling something that's proven to work, and it's perfectly acceptable. It's not unethical, a con or a scam, although, as I said, there are plenty of those about, but it's perfectly justifiable to sell a decent offer if it genuinely helps other people. Okay, let's address the second question that I get asked. If it's so good, why aren't I using it myself? It actually drives me nuts when people ask me this. I'm a copywriter. I enjoy what I do. And I'm now a fledgling YouTube creator, having a bash on YouTube. I'm too busy with my own stuff, so why should it automatically be assumed that I feel the need to try something else? Just because I promote something, it doesn't mean I feel I have to do it. That said, there have been some opportunities I've tried, and to be fair, I did actually start to see some results. The reality was I found them totally dull. I had no interest in them to keep going, so it just wasn't going to be something I'd take seriously. But that doesn't mean there was anything wrong with the products. The entrepreneurs behind them were highly successful, and it just happens in these particular cases they loved what they were doing. But me, I just found it boring and had no inclination to put in the required effort to make a go of it. But that doesn't make it any less valuable to the right person who is prepared to. This is a common problem when people buy business opportunities and this sort of thing. They'll often shout from the rooftops, "Oh, it didn't work, what a rip-off." The reality is they just weren't motivated enough to put in the effort to make it a success. Strange enough, this even happens when people have a money-back guarantee. They still slate it, which is crazy. They get that money back and still complain that it didn't work, it's rubbish or whatever. But the reality is they just weren't prepared to do what it takes to put it off. Bottom line, don't begrudge people selling how they did it if they're successful. They can help you, and if they make more money in the process, well, what's wrong with that? Right then, now for the real reason behind this video. Why, even if you ask these questions, could it be holding you back? It really comes down to mindset. Highly successful people wouldn't ask them. Instead, they'd be more interested in, how does that work? Or could they do this themselves or use whatever it is in their own lives? But if you've got a cynical mindset before you even start, you're effectively telling your subconscious and your conscious that you're reluctant to engage with new ideas and concepts that could actually make a difference to how you live. The thing is, this can really limit your potential, particularly when you approach opportunities with skepticism rather than curiosity. Again, when you ask these questions, you're effectively revealing an underlying mindset, which is in doubt or fear. Unfortunately, it's all too common perspective that comes from not really understanding how successful ventures operate, or an inclination to focus on risks rather than possibilities, which will always hold you back. Worse still, this mindset can lead to a cycle of not taking any action at all. When people allow doubts to dominate their thinking, they miss out on opportunities that require sometimes a leap of faith or a willingness to explore or thinking outside the box or something outside their comfort zone. If instead of seeing potential, you fixate on the perceived flaws or risks, it creates barriers, making it much harder to create a better life. Ultimately, a mindset that embraces curiosity and open-mindedness can really empower you to explore opportunities more fully, which ultimately can lead to a happier, healthier, richer life. Okay, so there we are. Time to wrap it up. If you didn't like this video or got anything out of it and it made you think differently for any reason, leave a comment down below and let me know. Also, if you found it useful, you might be interested in another video where I explain the whole story of how I changed my own mindset to try something completely different. It was the best thing I ever did and I've never looked back. You can check it out here or wherever it comes up. Anyway, I hope you get something out of me prattling on about asking these questions and how you can change your mindset just by thinking very slightly differently. And on that note, until the next one, ta-ra.